So, admittedly last time, things didn't really go all that well, but we have remedied some of those mistakes and we have made some more progress. So, let's show you what we've done. We now have up some new fields for the farmer here, which has also been upgraded to tier 3. Congrats on the level up there, Kaiser. There are 3 new fields that we have here. We have a birch fancy one, which we have tucked underneath an alternative dark oak style one. And we have this last one here, which is just a plain dark oak field. And it's looking all not too bad here, I would say. I believe that the field here has some wheat seeds inside of it, so the farmer will eventually come out and start planting down some wheat for us, which will be good. I was able to fix the schematics of our sheep farming units here and actually get them set out properly. Then we have just brought some sheep over from the shepherd there and put them in. So this whole setup is now up and working, and I have some plans that I would like to come onto today with them. But let's continue on for the moment. We have spent a bit more time within the cave system here and have tried to decorate it a bit further yet again. Things have certainly grown a lot more even since last time actually. Yep, things definitely have grown a lot in here. As for the warehouse that we tried to put up last time, we had a bit of an issue where the builder was starting to remove some of the roof, which I wasn't too happy with. But I have come to maybe a bit of a solution with that. So the warehouse here is still of a medieval birch style, and if I come in to upgrade it, you can see this is now a medieval birch agata style, but it still functions just as an ordinary warehouse. In fact, I can even come and upgrade it. The building in front is a medieval birch warehouse. This is the one that we had placed in originally, but if I now change this to medieval birch agata, you can see that it is exactly the same type of build. So what have I done different to ensure that it does not remove any parts of the roof, or indeed any other parts that it shouldn't? Well, that's pretty simple. If I go back to medieval birch and put on placeholders, you can see what will be placeholded, as in what won't be removed, which leaves all of this space here above the actual build. Anything within the radius around it will be removed if it does not have a placeholder block within it. So, what I have then done is basically just cover it all in placeholder blocks so that only the blocks itself of the build will be constructed. Everything else will be left alone to whatever block was there originally, whether that be the stone roof, vines, anything at all like that. It was pretty simple to do this, just a bit time consuming, but essentially we now have tier 1 straight through to tier 5, just with all of the placeholder blocks within it, and that seems to have done the trick. Unfortunately, it does then mean that if we want any other builds within the cave system to not remove any parts of the cave system, I will need to go into creative mode and then put placeholder blocks all around that schematic, then save it and use that schematic, which is okay, just time consuming to do so. Otherwise, we do end up with a case like this house here, where it removes quite a lot of the mountainside. Arguably for no real reason either. Like, that is a lot of space between the roof there and just this platform that we're on at the moment. I'm pretty sure that doing the placeholder blocks like I have done will lead to some troubles down the line. but it looks so much better than just cutting out everything here. And maybe it would help if I wasn't building in a cave, I suppose. Well, alongside the new warehouse in here, I was able to get our builders coming out and constructing the 2 courier huts for us. I forget what style this was here. Fortress, I think? I really can't remember, but basically this is it here, and I have just expanded out with some moss blocks, creating more of a lush theme to it. This is another build that basically just took a lot away from the cave parts of it. And we have another courier's hut here. I can't remember again if this was oak or if this was wooden that was going in. Too many builds and I can never remember the styles of them. But yes, case in point with cutting away at the roof here. Would much prefer that they don't do that. So I definitely think for all future builds, at least within this cave system here, once we get a style for them, if I need to prop them up against part of the cave wall, I will maybe go into creative mode, or into my creative world I should say, and then add the placeholder blocks to a schematic there, then find them a home to place within here, just so that we stop ruining all of this work that I have done already. I should say as well actually that the 2 new courier huts are up and operational for us. They are only at tier 1, but that is 2 couriers that are now assigned to the warehouse here. So the agricultural district now has its own delivery system, which is really nice. And at some point I will need to start taking out all of the items here that we just had stored from the other warehouse and start letting them transfer it to the new one. Yep, let's go do something else. In fact, let us make up a composter's hut, which is simply some planks alongside a compost barrel, and that's pretty simple to make. So there is our composter's hut. And this is a build that I would like to put inside of the cave system, so let's choose it as style, which is going to be of a medieval spruce alternative style, which we don't have a medieval spruce alternative style choice for it, so we will just simply go for medieval spruce. And this is what it then looks like at tier 1. Kind of interesting actually, circular based. And at tier 5, not too bad at all here actually. Very interesting little build, which is nice. And I am thinking about placing it just somewhere around here. It seems to be an interesting build, and you come up to it through some stairs that lead up into the tower of it. Then you go into the main part of it. But as you can see with the white boundary around it, if we don't have placeholder blocks there, that will remove a lot of things around it. So I am happy with that style and happy placing it somewhere around there. But before I do, I will go into my creative world and edit this so that it will better fit the cave system here, which I will do after today's recording. So I will keep note that we will be making the composter's hut out of medieval spruce and do that for next time. And that was a real nice segue for me to just come back here to where I have these other signs up for other builds that we still need to do. So let's get out another sign just to remind me of what we're doing here. And if Francis would get out of the way, I can then look at the other builds that we still have got to put down, which, yep, let's maybe do that just outside of here today then. We have managed to get a lot more of this area around the lake under our control, with the boundary at least, so we do have a lot more space to put these builds into. We have a wooden themed swineherder's hut, and I think this area here looks not too bad. It will cut into the mountain a little bit, but not by too much that I really worry that much. So let's go with that. We have a warped rabbit's hutch, which fits just so very nicely on this tiny little hill here. Let's also go with the placement of this then. And the cowboy's hut is of a fortress style, which has those nice flat backs, which we could tuck right up against the mountainside there. And I also think this doesn't look too badly placed. We will need to remove a lot of trees around the place, but let's see if we can go ahead with it. We do seem to be able to, so let's get Koa then coming out to do that for us. I am just aware that the boundary comes up to this point here and it is technically just a little bit out from it, but it seems to be working so far. That's another thing actually. I will need to put down some proper permanent guard towers around here, as well as housing. Let's put in the last build first of all, which unfortunately we just can't because the boundary is there and I want to tuck these in as close to the mountainsides as I can so that we have a lot of space around for infrastructure. So we maybe need to put in some more guard towers next. I made up some house builds as well as some guard towers, so let's get some styles for the guard towers. Asian for one of them. Then let's do a house, which is going to be of medieval spruce alternative. And then a guard tower, which is going to be of a wooden theme. Then another house, which is going to be of a lost city theme. Followed by another guard tower, which is going to be of a Nordic theme. Then a house, which is going to be of Space Wars. And the final guard tower of a Dark Oak theme. And the final house of a grass block theme. I don't think I should have a grass block inside of that. How the hell did I get a grass block inside of that? Let's put that away and maybe get something else. Caledonia, that's better. Oh, Koa, you idiot. You should have let me take down the tree. No, stop. Hold on. Let me fix this. I will place down those builds just in a second. Let me just quickly undo what he has just done. Right, that should be better then. So now if I chop that, that saves a lot of hassle with him removing those trees. Ay. I will place the Lost City style house in this little area here for the rabbit hutch and the cowhand's hut. I forget how bad these builds actually look, at least they are small. Let's maybe mirror that and see if I can get it better placed here. Yup, that's just going to need to do, I think. I could still have some form of path come up here and onto it. Maybe bring that one down. Sure, why not? Hate those builds anyway. I will place one of my lovely Asian style guard towers just beside this whole mess there. Nearly said something else. Let's go ahead with that. And this should allow us to expand out the boundary that way a little bit. We'll maybe get Robert out here and he can construct that for us ASAP. What is he doing actually? He is upgrading the restaurant. Yeah, may cancel this for the moment. We will place the Dark Oak Guards Tower just here, I think. It comes up to the edge of that field, kind of keeps in theme to the rest of the Dark Oak as well. And this will take over the place of the floating birch tower on top, and still gives us enough room here for whenever we finally get up a dividing wall for this district. It looks pretty simple to make, so let's go ahead with that as well. The Caledonia style house is quite good looking actually, and it's pretty small. So I think I will try tuck it here for the couriers within the cave system, and that doesn't look too bad there. On the opposite side, we'll eat away at some of the stone there, but not too much. Now it will remove some of the hanging vines and cave vines that we have there, but that's okay because they will eventually regrow back down over that. I think this build is over a guard tower at the moment, that's why it looks a bit odd up the top there. But I think I like that, so let's go ahead with it. We will need to find another place to put down a guard's tower so that it is still protected out here actually. And that's the chicken farmer's hut that I have placed. I thought that was a house. Well, you know what? We were supposed to have an acacia style chicken farmer's hut, but instead we've gone for a Caledonia one. I will make the house build then of acacia, because that just fits pretty nicely in here, and at least then whenever we do get out 1,000,001 eggs, they don't have too far to travel before going into the warehouse. Love not having storage and all of that jazz. Yeah, sure, let's build the chicken farmer's hut within here then. This is the Caledonia style house, quite a lot different from the chicken herder's hut certainly. It really does not fit inside of this cave system whatsoever. We do have a Space Wars house build that we need to put in, and we have this sandstone farm here, so I am wondering if we could get both of them synergizing together. Let's then deconstruct the farm here, and we can then relocate it over to the agricultural district once we unlock some more space after they finish that Asian style guards tower. We will bring over the field as well and then give Opal here even more fields so that she can tend, and she can then also get her very own Space Wars themed house. And won't that be nice? We've still got a few more builds to put down here, but I will need to hold off until we expand out the boundary around that way, and then we can place more of them down there. So I think the final build then, for the moment at least, will be this Nordic themed guards tower, which I will place here, and that will take over the job of the birch one floating just above it. And I am pretty sure that all of our builders will be requiring a lot of items from me so that they can begin constructing all of those new builds. So instead, what I'm going to do is grab some wool, then turn that wool into some carpet, and then just start decorating this area instead, because I really cannot be bothered getting anyone any items. Absolutely beautiful. What a complete waste of my time. And in the time that it has taken me to complete this, Koa has finished off the fortress style cowboy's hut. And I can already see a worker within it with Isabel here, who will probably be complaining that she doesn't have any cows to look after. But we will sort that out for you at some point. Oh no, you're just simply wanting an axe. Oh, cool. Yes, I can get you that. After we get you in some cows, I can get you that. Hello, Bob. We are making good progress here with the guard tower. Oh, damn it. There's another tree that I will need to fix. Riley is only 40% supplied for the warehouse upgrade to tier 3, and there's a few things here that she's going to require, but not too much. Bob, of course, is going to require a lot of things here. There is no way that the Asian style guard tower is going to require 200 cobblestone. That does not seem right. And Koa has moved on to deconstruct that farm actually, which is perfect. So once we get it up, I can then place it over here after we expand out the boundary a bit. I am a bit concerned though that Riley is not requesting any items from me yet. Let's go check up on that. I'm not trusting that my design hasn't caused any issues. Well, I was trying to locate Riley, but that's Koa just finished deconstructing the farm, so I will go pick that up. But I still would like to see where Riley has gone. She is back at her hut actually. Okay, that's fine, pal. You continue on with whatever it is you're doing up there. Let's maybe then get Koa out here and he can upgrade or construct this Nordic guard towers then for us. Yep, they have definitely made a nice mess of removing this farm here, but we can now pick it up. And unfortunately, Opal no longer has a job, but I will get you rehired back as a farmer at another point, pal. Once we place this down, just back over in the agricultural district. And I can see that all of our builders here are really needing me to start getting the finger out and getting them a lot of items. So instead, what I'm going to do is make a tunnel this way, then extend it all the way down to the lake. And I have some clay, which I'm going to use as a floor, and then some glass to use as a ceiling. Then if I get some buckets of water and start filling out this area, I have then made this nice water traversal for our axolotls to go down into the lake. And I think you would agree with me that that is a much better use of my time, rather than giving my builders whatever they are requesting. Hello pal, so let's do the final touches then to this and start opening up this area to let your little pond here start seeping into it, just like that. Although I think the currents might be a bit too much. Let me quickly try fix that. Yep, that maybe seems to have done the trick there a little bit, so they are now swimming about down here, which is really nice. And hopefully they should be able to swim in and out of their little pond within the cave into the big old lake whenever they wish here, and that'll be nice, won't it? And we have our first brave little axolotl now in their bigger home. Absolutely perfect. Look how majestic they are. Oh, why am I bothering making up colonies for idiots? I should be making up colonies for axolotls. This is absolutely brilliant. But on a serious note, I will give our builders whatever items they are requesting here in the offline so that we can move on and make some more progress here with the agricultural district. But for today, it's all about axolotls and making an absolute bloody mess. I'll see you guys in the next one.